house. I'm so happy that you're joining me for today. I've been really looking forward to this. We are going to be decorating my home for fall together. I absolutely treasure decorating my home for autumn. I remember last year when we lived in our first home married, I feel like once we decorated for fall, it was really what transitioned our home from feeling like a house to really feeling like our home. And it just felt so cozy, so comforting. So I'm really looking forward to pulling out all of those decorations that we're so happy to have last year and getting to find new little pockets for them in our new space this year. Like I mentioned in my last video, we moved to Colorado in June, so this is my first time decorating for autumn in this house, and I'm really excited for it, but it's going to be a little bit of an adventure kind of finding where the different elements of our decor fit into this space, because I don't know, I think there will be a few adjustments that we'll have to make from kind of the way I decorated with things last year. But I have some exciting ideas for how I want to reincorporate the decor into this house, and I just think it will be special to get to place those pieces that just felt so special and cozy last year in our new home, and I think it will help me to just make this space feel more ours. And I think decorating for a new season, even though I'm putting out decor that will only be up for a few months, it really helps me to start to see certain areas of our home that I want to give an extra little feel of coziness and an extra little pop of decor, and it helps me to kind of create spaces that we will decorate seasonally and continue to kind of make feel special. So I don't know, I think it just helps me to have like a special eye for our house whenever I'm decorating for a new season. And so I'm just excited to get to make our space feel even more cozy, even more special, and I'm really thankful that you are here to join me as we go along through the day of making our house autumny. It really feels like autumn in Colorado. It's like 50 degrees outside, so I'm wearing a really cozy sweatshirt. I got this cowboy sweatshirt from Abercrombie a few weeks ago, and it's just so cozy, and I've got on some fun Peanuts character socks. I just had to show you because they're so fun, but I got these from Aerie, and they're this little Peanuts character with a little witch's costume on, and I just love it because I feel like for autumn and Christmas especially, like the Peanuts characters and all of the little shows you can watch for those seasons are just so cozy. So I was excited to find those, and it gives a little touch of autumn / Halloween to my outfit. And then of course, to start decorating, I went ahead and pulled out one of my favorite autumn mugs to make a cozy coffee in. Again, I love the Peanuts characters this time of year. It looks like I have so much Peanuts stuff, but this is literally the only two things that I have. But I just think it's so cozy for like autumn and Halloween to have all of the little Peanuts characters and the Snoopy things. So I went ahead and pulled it out to make my second cup of autumn coffee for the day. I showed you making my first one earlier this morning, and I wanted to tell you about a little trick that I did. So I'm looking forward to making like an autumn syrup soon. I want to try making a pumpkin spice syrup and maybe like a caramel apple flavor, so stay tuned for that. But for now, I've just been making my vanilla bean lattes that I always make using my homemade vanilla bean syrup, which I showed you how to make in my last video. But to make it have that little flare of autumn flavor that we're looking for, I added a scoop of pumpkin butter to it, and it is just so yummy. I got this one from a local like artisanal grocer that I love, but also I do love the Trader Joe's one, so I'm looking forward to picking up that soon too. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that fun little autumn coffee trick that I've been loving to do. But I think my plan for today is going to be to first pull out all of our autumn decor. We have two kind of boxes of autumn decor, and I'm going to pull that out and set it all out on the dining room table so I can kind of see what we're working with. And then I'm probably going to start in the living room, pull out all of our cozy pillows, and I also really want to decorate the TV stand. I have to get creative with it this year because last year we had a fireplace in our old house and we had a really pretty mantle, which I loved to decorate. And then we used this wooden piece of antique furniture that we have as like a buffet in our dining room, and I store all of our special glassware in there. And in this house we don't have a mantle built in, so we used that piece of wooden furniture that was in our dining room before in our living room. So I still store all of our special glassware in there, but I only have kind of one thing to decorate. So we might combine the decorations from the buffet and the mantle from last year. Last year I put a bunch of dried florals along our mantle with some pumpkin lights, and then I put a garland of pumpkins on the buffet separately. But I don't know if combining that will be too much, so we'll have to get creative with what we want to do in the living room. But I'm excited to just add cute little pumpkins everywhere and fill our space with cozy autumn goodies. I also really want to decorate our entryway table. I am excited to kind of use that space as a first kind of welcome into the cozy autumn house kind of spot. So I want to add in a couple little dried floral arrangements and pumpkins over there as well. And then we're going to do the dining room. I have a lot of excitement for decorating the dining room table. Doing an autumn or any season tablescape is one of the things I look forward to most about decorating our home for the season. So I'm going to pull out all of the things I loved to use in our tablescape last year, as well as a couple little things that I've found this year to add into it, so I'm excited to show that to you. And then other than that, we're going to focus on the kitchen a lot. So the kitchen is probably our most used space. I love baking, I love coffee, and all of those things. So we have kind of like a rectangle shaped kitchen in this house, and so we have a baking corner, a coffee corner, we've got a corner with all of our cake stands, and then another corner with like our Smeg toaster and a cute lamp. So I'm excited to kind of add a little touch here and there when I can. My biggest plan is for the coffee corner. I really want to revamp that and see how we can make that space feel more special for all of the seasons and kind of create a new spot there that I can adjust and decorate as the seasons come and go. So I'm excited to create that space with you. But yeah, today's just going to be focused on decorating the inside of our home for autumn, and then I think next week I'm going to decorate the front porch for autumn, and I'm excited to take you along with me to do that too. We just put up a porch swing on the front porch, so that will be fun to decorate and make autumny. But yeah, I'm really thankful that you're here with me, and I'm excited to take you along with me. Just finished decorating our TV stand, and I think it turned out so cute. I ended up keeping it fairly simple with what I draped across. I didn't end up adding any dried florals. I think I'm gonna save those for outside, but I just did this little garland of knit pumpkins that are from Michael's. I think they're so cute and simple, and just add a nice little autumn touch. And then I paired it with these really pretty antique looking glass pumpkins. The light that this puts off, especially in the evenings, is so pretty. I loved it last year on our mantle, so I'm excited to put it back this year. And then on top, I just added a few pumpkins. This is maybe my favorite find of autumn this whole year. I found it at Michael's, and it's just this sage wax pumpkin that has a flickering candle, and it's just battery powered. I think it's a great dupe for the wax pumpkin flickering candles that Pottery Barn sells, and I just love it so much, and I think it will be really pretty flickering in the evening. And then I did this little orange glass pumpkin. I love the shine that it has on it, and I think it adds such a pretty complementing texture with the brass bookends and the flickering pumpkin. And then on this side, I just added this one little Cinderella pumpkin. I found it at the thrift store last year, and I love it so much. I think it's such an elegant, pretty way to add an autumn touch to your home, so I'm definitely on the lookout for more Cinderella-esque pumpkins like these, but I love it so much. And then I thought I would share this tip with you because it's not necessarily fall related, but I love that we did all of this line of books here because we needed to cover up the cords that were coming down from the TV, and I just couldn't figure out a simple way to do it. And I eventually decided to take some of the books from our bookcase and just line them up here, and I picked covers that were kind of green, cream, brown, red, and I don't know, I just love how it turned out. So that's a really nice solution to that problem, and I think it all ends up looking so cozy together. For autumn around the living room, but I thought before I put them out I would kind of show you what I'm thinking and what I've gathered up to decorate our couch in our living room this year. So the first thing that I'm most excited to do is I love the look of the seasonal quilt draped across the back of your couch. So I have a quilt that I'm planning to use that I got in Fredericksburg, Texas at a local little quilt shop there a couple of years ago. And I also have this matching pillow that goes with it, which I'm planning to put in the chair in our living room to kind of tie the couch and the chair together. But this is like the print of the quilt and the pillow matches it. And I just decided to do this kind of spontaneous little craft because I love this pillow so much, and I love that we have the matching mini lumbar pillow to go with this quilt. But last year, our dog Bo stole this pillow and tore off all of the buttons that were on the front. And so it's looked a little bit ragged, and I really wanted to put it out again. So to spruce it up, I decided to tie these little bows and hot glue them onto the front with just this brown silk ribbon. And it was so simple to do, and I really think it looks so cute. I honestly love it more than what the buttons looked like. So I think this is a really fun addition, and it will really like brighten up the chair that's in the corner, and I love it. So then for the couch, we have like an L-shaped sectional. So I'm planning to do 2 of these autumn trellis pillows on the 2 corners. I got this from Target. I love how simple the print is. It's not too like outrightly like autumn themed, but it just has this trellis with sunflowers and pumpkins on vines going all around it, and I just think it's such a pretty but like understated pillow to go on our couch. And then with those pillows, I just have these little green round pillows. They're like velvet sage, and I picked these up from Target last spring, but I honestly love using them for so many different seasons, so I think they'll complement the brown and cream pillows really nicely. And then for the corner of the couch, I'm just gonna keep this really fluffy cream pillow that we always leave there that I picked up from Target a little while ago. So that's my plan for the couch. Let's go make it cozy. couple days ago, so he's recovering, but he has his little dog pumpkin fall blanket. Sweetie. Love this tablescape. I think it turned out so pretty and elegant, but still like very fun for the season. So I started with this really pretty plaid table runner that I got from Hobby Lobby last year, but I did see they're selling it again this year. And then on the ends, I did these two amber glass vases, and I got these from Hobby Lobby last year as well. And I love to keep just like the bonus florals from whatever main flower arrangement I have in those, but for now I just put some faux florals that I had laying on the side in there just to kind of make it look a little bit filled until we do get fresh flowers. Then I did these really fun wooden candlestick holders from, I believe they're from Target last year. I just think for this season it's nice to kind of warm up the table with these wooden candlestick holders. And then the candlesticks that I put inside of them, I think they might be my favorite part of the entire tablescape. I found these taper candles at Michael's the other day, and they're just these really cute like pumpkins stacked on top of each other, and I don't know, I just think it looks kind of fun and whimsical and really adds that extra autumn touch to the tablescape. And then scattered throughout the tablescape, I did 4 of these little leaf tea light candle holders. I think they're so pretty and they go along with kind of the amber glass warm theme. So I love the colors and the glow of the candlelight through that glass of the leaves. And I got those from Michael's last year, but I did see they're selling them again this year. This really pretty vintage jug that I found at an antique store a couple years ago, and I just think the colors complement really well and just adds that nice autumn vintage touch to the table. So I always keep that in the middle, and I try to keep fresh flowers in it, so we'll have to get some soon. I think some sunflowers in this on the table would look so nice. But yeah, that's everything for our autumn tablescape. I love how it turned out. It's so special and cute. Okay, I wanted to share this little tip with you. I absolutely love doing this for every season, and it's such a simple and inexpensive way to add a touch of texture and color for the season to your home. So all I do is grab a colored silk ribbon. I chose out this brown one for fall, but last Christmas I used red, and in the spring I did light blue. But all I do is just cut off like a good chunk of it and tie a bow around all of the lamps in our home. It has ended up every season just being one of my favorite elements of decor. I think it's so simple but so elegant, and I love to leave the ribbon kind of flowing down at the ends so that it gives this draped kind of like flowing look. And I also just love bows, and I think they can be really elegant, especially if you use a silk ribbon. They don't have to look too showy. They can just kind of add like a pop of, I don't know, coziness and seasonal decor without having to do too much. I also think the more lamps the merrier, the more lamps the cozier, and so we have lamps all around our house, pretty much in every corner. And I think in the evenings, whenever we turn them all on and have this ribbon kind of draping down, it just looks so nice and cozy. So I really love it, and I'm excited to go and add a touch of ribbon to all of the lamps around our house. Entryway table, and I think it looks really cute, so I wanted to show you all that I did. As our entryway table, I've been using this antique wooden dresser that I got from a flea market a few years ago, and I recently replaced the wooden knobs with these glass vintagey looking knobs from Hobby Lobby, and I think it's elevated it and made it look even more elegant. So I love having this here, and we also have this really cute woven scalloped rug as just a little entryway rug. And then I always have this lamp here. This is a vintage milk glass lamp that I got at an antique store a couple years ago. I love milk glass lamps, and I always have my eye out for them. Anytime I go thrifting or antiquing, I just love them so much. So of course I've tied a brown ribbon onto it. And then next to it, I just have these two pictures of me and Wesley, and it's a picture of us from autumn a few years ago on a really special date night that we always look back on. And then just one of our wedding pictures in this really small oval frame that I think complements it all really nicely. And then the main autumn touch is over here. So first I did this dried floral arrangement that Wesley actually gave to me a year ago for our 7-year anniversary together. He wanted to get me dried flowers so that they wouldn't die and I would have them forever. And so I just love that I can put them out for any season, and it's so Wesley to want to get me flowers that will last forever. So those are special to put out. And then I just put this little light up ghost. I love him so much. I think I got this in like the Target dollar section one year. It's so cute and simple, and it's really pretty at night when it lights up. And then I just did this little green floral pumpkin that I got from Hobby Lobby probably like 4 years ago, but they sell things like this all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if they still have it. So I just think the colors all look really nice, and it's pretty simple, but it adds a nice autumn touch when you first enter our home. Okay, you join me now in the kitchen. We've made it through all the living areas, so I'm going to start on the kitchen. We have 4 kind of corners of the kitchen that I want to think about adding some fall touches to. And the first one that I'm most excited to kind of conquer is our coffee station. So Wesley and I are both very big coffee drinkers. We love coffee so much, and this is like one of our most used areas of the kitchen. So I definitely want to incorporate some fall spirit into it. So we have our Rebel espresso machine, which is my favorite thing we own basically. I use it every single day. And then we have our Smeg coffee grinder, and then also this Mocha Master drip coffee machine. I would recommend all of these machines so much. They're so great. But I'm excited to kind of add a fall touch to it, and also I just want to like make the space more special in general. In Fort Moore, we had a really pretty coffee setup, and this kitchen is just set up a bit differently, and so I haven't been quite sure how to organize like decorating it, but I have some ideas for fall, and they can definitely like certain elements of them can roll over to other seasons, and we can sort of like make adjustments here and there. But my biggest idea is I want to scoot over the Snug coffee grinder and the Mocha Master machine, and in between those and the espresso machine, I want to kind of make a little decoration area. So I picked up this elevated table for adding things around in the kitchen. I got it from Target. It wasn't very expensive, but it's such nice quality. I just think it's beautiful. We have this really pretty spoon holder, which I don't know if I'll switch it out for something more autumnal, but I want to put all of our little antique spoons that I've collected on the marble table, as well as our coffee syrups. I love making homemade coffee syrup, as I've talked about quite a few times now, and I'm planning to make some autumn syrup soon, so I want to add those onto the table. And maybe a pumpkin, I don't know, maybe just something fun extra to sprinkle on. So we'll see how I can kind of decorate it. And then I have two ideas for kind of decorating behind it, because I want to like make the wall behind the table feel special, and right now there's a lot of cords there, so I want to try to find a way to cover it up if we can. My first idea, which I'm really hoping can work out, is I have this set of vintage plates. I don't know what the brand is, but I feel like I see them at thrift stores kind of often, and they look like this. This is the autumn one, but I have 4 plates, one for every season, so I think if I can figure out how to hang the plate there, it would look really nice to switch out for each season and kind of do an extra decoration there as the seasons go on. I bought like a little plate hanging kit at Michael's the other day, so we'll see if I can figure it out. But if not, I also have this simple little apple like painting illustration that I got from Hobby Lobby last year, and I think that would be a really effective way to cover up the cords and just add a little autumn touch. So if the plates don't work out, we'll go with this, but if the plates do work out, then I definitely want to incorporate this somewhere else in the kitchen. So we'll see what we can do. And then I've also pulled out all of our autumn mugs and different kitchen essentials tools that I want to use to kind of set around and decorate. So the first things that I'm really excited to put out, which I'll either put on top of the espresso machine or on the marble table, but they're just these little orange cream and sugar cups that I found at an antique store like I think 3 or 4 years ago. They're just such a pretty color. I love this like shimmery orange, so I think that will be a really pretty autumn touch. And then one of my favorite autumn things that I love to put out is this little pumpkin mug that I got at Hobby Lobby a few years ago, and I showed in my last vlog when I went to Hobby Lobby, they did still have this, so it's just such a fun like cute way to, I don't know, just add some like autumn flair to our coffee area, so I definitely want to put this out. And then another one of my favorite ever autumn finds at the thrift store, I found this last year at like a Goodwill, but it's this beautiful little autumn leaf mug, and I think it's so pretty, so I love to set this on the espresso machine to brew espresso into, and it's also nice to make cappuccinos in, but I really love to use it for decoration this time of year, so I'm going to find a cute place for this. And then this isn't necessarily autumnal, but I do love this little yellow cappuccino mug that I got at the thrift store a while ago, so I might put this out as well. Okay, and then I'm not for sure that we'll display these, but I'll at least put them in the cabinet so we can use our cozy autumn mugs. But we have 4 kind of like autumn scented mugs that I love to put out this time of year, so I thought I would show you anyway. But the first one I found at the thrift store a couple years ago, and it's just this little Arkansas autumn mug. Wesley and I both grew up in Arkansas. That's where we met, and it's such a special place for us still. So and also I love Arkansas in the autumn, so I love putting this out this time of year. And then I was using this one earlier, but it's this little Peanuts Snoopy mug and a little jack-o'-lantern. And then 2 more mugs. We got this one from Hobby Lobby last year, and I just couldn't pass it up because it's a little black lab at an apple orchard, and obviously we have our black lab bow, so I fall for anything that has a black lab on it. I think it's so cute. And then the last one is this little Luke's Gilmore Girls mug. My sister-in-law gave me this for Christmas last year, and again, it doesn't have to be for autumn, but I feel like Gilmore Girls is especially great in the autumn season, so it's just a fun one to kind of have out this time of year. So I had to move things around a little bit more than I was expecting because the cords were harder to cover up than I thought they would be. But I honestly don't mind the layout of this. I feel like you can reach everything nicely. The espresso machine will probably be easier to use here anyway because the steamer wand won't be up so close against the fringe. So I think it will work out for the best. Now I think I can hang the plate there. I feel pretty confident that it's gonna work out since I don't have to use it to cover up any cords. So let's see if I can do it. It honestly turned out even better than I was hoping it would. Like, I love the way that it has worked out, so it's so special, and I love that we were able to put up the plate and the marble little lifted like countertop, I don't know what to call that, little lifted table plate thing, because I know that I'll be able to use it as the seasons change, and I'm already excited to get to decorate it for Christmas eventually, and then for spring, and get back out all the things I'm putting away now. So I think that it's a really, really cute setup. It makes this area feel even more special, more homey. I love it, and honestly, I know I'm not even done, but this is just doing exactly what it did for me last year, which is that it's making our home feel that much more special. And I think it's maybe the act of like getting out all of these additional special things and really looking around our house and thinking, okay, what are the places we use the most? Where are the areas I want to highlight? And especially after living in our home for a few months now, I think I'm really able to see how organizing it in certain ways and decorating certain areas would feel extra special. So this is just a reminder to me, and maybe if it's an encouragement to you, that it's just good to be patient with yourself and know that it will start to become home and it will feel more comfortable as time goes on. So I love autumn. It always seems to be the first like special cozy season when we move to a new house. So it's definitely making me feel more homey, more cozy here, and I just love it so much. Turned out really cute. So I ended up putting the apple illustration on the wall, kind of in the empty space that we had in the corner, and then I took away the blue cookbook that was under the lamp because I didn't think it kind of went with the design and the colors as much, so I like the green Martha Stewart book there. And then to our little stool next to the toaster, I added this really cute light up toadstool. I got it from, I think, Hobby Lobby last year, and it's so cute. It has a little gnome and some sunflowers, so I just thought that'd be a fun thing to add in there and kind of give it a sprinkle of autumn festivity. And then also on the kitchen stool, I added this really cute squash and pumpkin salt and pepper shaker that I got from Anthropologie this year. I showed it in my last vlog when I went shopping at Anthropologie for autumn, and I just think it's the cutest little addition. So elegant and kind of like understated fall, but so pretty. So I'm really happy we could put this out. And then I also put out this little spoon rest that I got from Hobby Lobby. I love putting out a spoon rest on the side of our counter by the oven slash stove, and I got this one from Hobby Lobby when we went shopping there, and I just think it's so pretty. And the last thing I put out, which I love putting out every autumn, is this kettle. I found this at the thrift store a few years ago, and it has these yellow and orange squash blossoms on it with the green vines, and I just think it's so pretty. Such like a special little touch for autumn. I love like squash blossoms as a decor theme, so anytime I notice them, I just think it's such like a elegant and, again, kind of understated way to give a splash of autumn in your house. So I love putting this on the stove this time of year. And then of course I just tied another brown bow to the lamp. I just think it always adds such a nice touch, so I did that again, and it looks really cute and just kind of like helps make everything feel cohesive and tied together. So I love it a lot. And now we're on to this corner, which is maybe my second most used corner aside from the coffee station, because it has the KitchenAid and it's kind of where I do all of my baking, which you know I love to do. So I'm excited to see what we can do to kind of switch out a few things and make it feel more autumnal. I just did a few simple swaps to make it feel a little bit more autumnal. So of course I did the brown silk bow around the lamp. I love this scalloped lamp. It's so pretty. We have my KitchenAid, which I love that it's green because I feel like it kind of is a sweet accent in every season. And then for this little stand, I always kind of swap it out seasonally. So I stacked another cookbook on the country one that we had. So I put this Victorian Book of Cakes up, and then I put in the back this Red Truck Bakery cookbook. This is the cookbook. It is my favorite cookbook for autumn. It's from this southern bakery who like really emphasizes their fresh apples and just like autumnal flavors. So I just love this bakery, and this cookbook is really special to bring out this time of year. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront if you're interested in picking one up, but it's my favorite to bake out of this season. And then of course I put out my little candle. I found that candle holder at a flea market last autumn, and I just love it so much. So I love having a white taper candle burning in there. And then I just added this little sifter. I got this from a thrift store a few years ago, and it has little apples on it. I just think it's so special to put out this time of year, but I honestly use it year round. It's just nice to kind of display it in the autumn. And then the last thing I put out in this little section is this maple syrup. It's so pretty. It's in the shape of a leaf. And my parents brought this back for me from Vermont when they went on a trip to Vermont last autumn, and they just raved about all of the beautiful autumn experiences there. So they brought me back this Vermont maple syrup, and I just cannot like get myself to use it because it's so beautiful and special in here. So I like to display it this time of year, and who knows, maybe I'll start to dribble a little bit of it here and there. Okay, we have officially finished decorating my home for autumn. I absolutely adore how it's all turned out. It just feels so cozy, and I'm sure as the season goes on, we'll add little things here and there to it. I would definitely love to add a touch of natural pumpkins, like real pumpkins around the house, because I just love that like contrast that comes with all of the special other pumpkins we've put around. But I love how it's all turned out, and I'm just so thankful you've been here to follow along with me and enjoy this cozy decorating day together. Before I go, I wanted to share this poem with you about the autumn season and a cozy autumn home in the season, because last year when I was decorating my home for autumn, I shared how special it was for me and just really made me feel more at home in my first house with Wesley, and that had me reflecting so much on God's house, and scripture like mentions the idea of God's house a few times here and there, and I think it really shows God's character and his heart, that he wants us to think of his kingdom as our home, like a cozy autumn home would be. And that's really how I think of the Lord's house, is that it would just be truly the perfect autumnal home. So this is the poem that I wrote about the Lord's house during the autumn season. When the autumn comes and crisp air brings ease to heavy sun, and colored leaves drift downward, swaying, laying gently upon still green grass, and beams of light fall in through the windows softly now, I think of the Lord's house, a place I like to go, the perfect autumn, a cottage made of thoughtfully placed stone, which is nestled in foggy hills, steam bubbling up and out, a stout chimney into a forest of dew-dropped sugar maple trees. In the yard is a garden full of blooming yellow squash blossoms and plump orange pumpkins whose vines tangle towards an oval-shaped door. Cracked open, candlelight gleams through like the shimmering of an aspen leaf or a waving hand. Inside, there is a linen couch with cushions plump and soft where I can rest my eyes from a long day's journey. There is a kitchen which smells of vegetable soup made from this month's harvest to give nourishment for the current season, and a loaf of sourdough, having been made carefully over some days by his own hands. In the wardrobe at the end of the hall, there are fresh clothes for me, a hand-knitted sweater made of the wool from the sheep whom he tends to in the nearby pasture, a coat to keep me dry from the mist, and a hat which has a small M embroidered in the side. Leaving now with a cup of warm coffee pressing between my mittened hands, I hear a call from inside. Take your time, my dear. Pause and look up. Let the falling dewdrops from dogwood trees overhead mist your eyes. Listen to the chirping robin. Observe the mother doe. And as returning home, I thought, I am so glad of the Lord's house, that place I like to go. So I hope that encouraged you. It always just makes me think of how cozy the Lord's house truly is, that even as much as I love to make my home cozy, the true coziest and most comforting place would be the house of the Lord. And so it's just a sweet and comforting thing for me to think about, and I hope that encouraged you. Like I said, I'm just so thankful that y'all were here to share this special day with me. I really do feel like our house is just that much more cozy, and I can't wait to make some soups and get all the Harry Potter marathons going and just really enjoy our home in this cozy season. So thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope you have a wonderful autumn season. Bye.